The Rob Dibble Show. Renee Danino now from the
Hello.
River 105.9 and Community Access, and Kathryn Schubert from the Connecticut Humane Society are here. Ladies, how are you?
Great, doing great. Lots of puppies.
I'm in heaven. Come on.
Why do you get on my voice so bad? It's the only one I have.
What are you talking about?
I don't like it. I know it's low.
What are you talking about?
You.
Oh, I was teasing you
Yeah.
before. Yeah, you have a great voice. I was saying
I don't.
feel
My dad had a great voice.
your dad was a legend. I'm sorry, but
My
but
dad, Walt, had a great voice.
Walt was my mentor. And I always say that whenever we get on, but Walt Dibble was my mentor growing up. In fact, on this National Pizza Day, as you know, I love to share this story. Your dad at night, when this is hard to imagine, I was very thin at one point in my life, young, and I didn't have a lot of money as a part-time DJ. And when I would come in, your dad would always say, "Did you eat dinner?" And I would say no, because I knew what was coming, a pizza, and he
Right.
would buy it for me. Your dad used to buy us pizza at
So
night.
you're our seventh kid.
Yes,
You're the
I'm the
seventh
seventh Dibble. But yeah, your dad would always get me a pizza, and I wish I could. I can't remember the name of the pizza place in downtown Hartford. Empire, maybe?
Probably.
Empire, something like that, years and years ago. But your dad bought me many a pizza, so I probably owe you many a pizza. In the
Oh,
future.
no. This is payback.
Yeah.
Walt loved dogs.
Oh,
Walt, and but Walt wasn't great with the names. They had like 8 Cocker Spaniels and named them all Muffin.
Oh, man.
And it was insane.
That's the best
And
story ever.
I know. And I'm like, come on, Ma. I mean, my mother's still alive. She's 89. And I'm like, why would you name the dog the same name? Now, we had a poodle growing up, cockapoos when they started, messing around. And then they would go with candy bars. And so my favorite dog growing up was a poodle named Peppermint Patty.
Oh, I love it.
And she was the best. She was the best dog. So, he's looking down from heaven, so happy that we're trying to find forever homes for these puppies and animals. This is great what we've been doing the last 7 years.
Well, and a big pillar of community access. I hear communities here on all of our stations, and of course with the Rob Dibble Show. We always say people and pets, when we're kinder to animals, we're kinder to people. That is a true stat. And we always like to support adoptable pet pigs. We're always featuring the Connecticut Humane Society. We wouldn't do this event anywhere else because we know the great work that you all do here.
Absolutely.
And the process of the adoption. And I know, Rob, you and I chat about this every year at this event, and about the process of picking the right pup for a home. We've got 16 cute puppies here, but Kathryn, tell us, a puppy may not be right for everybody, but what does it take to have a puppy?
Absolutely. Like you said, it's a lot of work to have a puppy, but it's also really rewarding. They're so precious when they're young, and they have so much to learn, so they're ready to give you that attention and that affection as well. So these guys are all going to make really, really great pets for people, and we're really looking forward to putting them in the right homes. And they're going to be up for adoption very shortly. And when you are thinking about bringing a puppy home, you really got to think about that commitment. What's it going to look like 10 years down the road when this puppy is a little older? And what's it going to look like as they're growing up? Do you have the time to give them that training and make sure that they're getting socialized properly? So there's a lot that goes into it, but it's certainly a really rewarding experience.
Oh, it's a full-on affair. It's like having a child, and there's a lot of commitment and sacrifice involved. One of the things I love about Connecticut Humane Society, you take dogs from other states. When there's maybe a shortage and trying to find forever homes, you'll help other states bring puppies in here, get them forever homes wherever you can get them. I just think you do an amazing job. I mean, this state's blessed to have so many people that care about animals that much.
Yeah.
And even in tragedy or in terrible situations, like from some of the weather-related tragedies, some of the pups that were in some of the storms, even from Puerto Rico, from Kansas, from wherever, find their way here too.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. All right, let me ask you about this too. Because we've talked about this on the phone. Some of these people may not be able to be overwhelmed after COVID or lose a job, and they're giving up a dog or something like that. What's the process for someone, instead of just like letting them loose? How can someone put a dog up for adoption?
Right, so the Connecticut Humane Society has a ton of resources for people in positions like that. Whether it's a tragedy, whether it's some sort of change happening in your personal life, the Connecticut Humane Society is here for those people, and we want to make sure that those pets are either able to go back to your home if they're taken care of for a short period of time, or to find a new home here. That's what we're here for.
And I love, Rob, that you're such a huge dog lover too, but you, unlike your family, you go for the big dogs.
I like
DAWGs.
Mastiffs.
Yeah, you do.
My lab was 100 pounds.
But what brought you to, because I love big dogs myself, but what led you to that?
Well, when I was in the minor leagues, I actually not to go into my first marriage, but I when I was away, I wanted basically a protective dog.
Yeah.
So I Norm Charlton, my roommate, had Weimaraners and Labs for hunting and things like that. And I was like, well, I don't really need a hunting dog. I mean, but, when I was in Nashville, I went to a breeder that had German Shepherds.
Yeah.
And my first German Shepherd was a Belgian German Shepherd, which is about a 120-pound dog.
Big dog.
He was amazing. And then my second was a German Shepherd. And then when I met my current wife, she had a Mastiff that was 170 pounds.
Can
Brutus.
I just help you for 1 second? You mean your last wife, your one and only forever?
Right, my
right.
forever
Not
wife.
current. Your that's it wife. That
She would be happy that you corrected me.
I got you, John.
No,
right
we've been
there.
married for 17 years, and honestly, this is what she said when we met. She's like, anybody that this dog likes is probably going to be the guy I marry. Now, Brutus was, if you could picture Marmaduke, gigantic Mastiff. I think it was bred with an American Bulldog, so it didn't have any wrinkles.
Oh, wow.
And Brutus was the most of Jonna, my wife.
Yep.
Like, no one could go near her except me.
The dogs always know.
I know.
They do
and,
know. They do.
But he was such a baby too. So like, I loved him like I love humans, and so we used to talk for him and move his lips and stuff like that. But if you'd come to the front door, he'd try to get through the front door to get you. So there was a side of him that knew, and she rescued him. He was about to be put down, and she rode horses, and the guy that owned the stables said, "Listen, I'm putting him down. So either you take him or he's dead tomorrow." And so she took him, brought him home to her parents, who had 2 Bijans, and she's like, "Mom, Dad, I got this dog." And so you said you were getting a dog. You didn't say you're getting a horse. And honestly, Brutus is one of the biggest, largest dogs I've ever seen, because he looked like like the Turner and Hooch dog,
Yeah.
but he looked like a Great Dane. But that dog was amazing. So after that, when he passed, she's like, well, I can't just have one of him. I need to have 2. So we bought 2 more Mastiffs, and it was Samson and Delilah. And one was 150, one was 130. But you have to be ready. And I did want to bring this up. Bigger dogs live shorter lives. And it is heartbreaking, and it's tough as hell when you lose one. So you have to be prepared for that as well. And so Samson, he lived 7 years. Delilah lived 11, and still my wife's not over it. We haven't had that dog since, because she still hasn't gotten over it. So it is heartbreaking when you own pets, because it's unconditional love.
Well, and Kathryn, I want you to pick this up right where I leave you. You brought up so many good points in what you were just telling in all your stories, that you do have to be prepared for the big dogs. You got to pay for the food. There's finances, there's bills, but even little dogs as well. But
Yep.
even when you bring a dog home, you have to make sure it's right for the whole family. In Jonna's case, of course,
Yep.
it would work out because it's her, and it would work out, and she would make sure of it, right? But not everybody has that same level of commitment. And a lot of times you'll see postings or stories for dogs or cats up for adoption, and sometimes people have the best intentions. But Kathryn, maybe you can speak to the point of knowing what you're getting into, from finances to being, melding with the entire family, or even if you have kids or renting or things like that.
Yeah, it's always great to get that right match right off the bat. But when that situation comes up, when you can't financially take care of that pet, or when you can't feed that pet, or there's some sort of issue, we are here for that too, like we were saying before. Surrendering a pet is a hard decision to make, and we want to keep families together wherever we can, but it sometimes happens.
But it's nice to know that you're helping them get forever homes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think on social media, I'm more drawn to the saving of dogs. One thing I love about Renee, she's hooked up with every dog outfit, from the saving dogs that are like chained up behind a building and things like that. She's got so many friends everywhere. I mean, and that's what I spend so much time on some of the different websites and stuff like that. I mean, almost abused animals and things like that. But these puppies, they're the best, and they're ready to go. When are they going to be up for adoption?
Yeah, so within the next few days, these guys will be up and ready to go home.
What type of dogs are they?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of different breeds. So in the pen right now, we have 2 dogs who are medium mixes. We're not entirely sure what they're mixed with, but they're going to grow to be about middle-sized. And then we've also got some rat terrier mixes, so they're going to be up to 25 pounds for those guys. But they're all 2 months old right now, so they're tiny, and they have a lot of growing left to do.
Yeah, they look like little pit lab mixes, maybe a little hound in there, maybe some labs in there, a little, I don't know what. I think is there a breed called Adorable? Because I think that's what they're mixed with. There's like Adorable is mixed in there with little waggy heinies.
Well, how about Jar Jar? Jar Jar is a brindle color that's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes,
Gorgeous.
he is very, very pretty. He is a Catahoula leopard dog lab mix. So
Wow.
yeah,
Those
that's
are
a
the eyes,
mouthful.
right? The
Yeah,
eyes. And he's heavy.
He is.
He's heavy already.
Yep.
And he's a
Bit
talker.
bigger. Those
And
guys-
again, that's another thing too. I mean, some dogs are big barkers, some dogs are not. And you know, you have to understand, you know, it's going to take you a while to, you know, not all of them are going to be as calm as you think. Labs are crazy. My Mastiff slept 23 hours a day. I mean, every dog has a personality as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
My mom rescued from the Connecticut Humane Society here. There was a greyhound that was tied outside years ago. And so she's rescued 2 greyhounds from here. We had all of our pets growing up were from the Connecticut Humane Society. And we didn't know, it wasn't like it used to be where there was this big description of what type of dog it was. Usually they used to just say mutt. Right? So that, I mean, years ago, I mean, there wasn't like all the details. Now we have like a dossier on dogs now, right?
They probably say mix now.
Yeah, they say mix.
Can't even
but
say
when-
mutt.
I don't know if mutt's offensive now because when we would come here, they're like, well, what's that? And I'm like, that's a mutt. Oh, all right, we'll take them. You know, but you know, but it's far more organized at this point in time. But you know, we've done a lot of rescues here. My last Luciano, who passed in August, he was found on the streets of Hartford as well. And I'm on to a puppy now. I have a puppy now at home.
Little Wolfie, right?
Wolfgang.
Little Wolfgang who loves his
He's
Uncle
not a little
Dibble.
puppy anymore.
Well, he's 5 months.
And he's about 50 pounds.
Yeah, he's going to be a little bit big. But the point is, though, is that, you know, to take the time and love and care and understanding, if you take that time with these animals, they give it back to you twofold, right? And then you have a happy pet, you have a happy home, a happy life. And, you know, I love when we do these events and we can create awareness and conversation about the art of adoption, because there's so much more to it than posting that picture, than coming down to see it, because a lot of people get caught up in the emotion of it, but there's so much more to it. But the education part of this program is what I really like, even though it's down to the beefs and the beagles. By the way, I'm choosing the beefs.
Whoa!
I'm making I'm
Wow.
sorry, Ben. I'm choosing the beefs, but I love the beagles here, but it's the beefs for me.
I love that they're 6-0 with their picks.
It's pretty
I
I
impressive.
mean,
They're
all
smart puppies.
of all of the people from Vegas and
They should be
the
listening to
Daily
this.
Wager on ESPN that we have on, it's amazing that the dogs have been right 6 years in a row.
Oh my gosh, let's do this in Vegas next year. Let's all fly out there, take everybody
I'm
from the
totally
Connecticut Humane
down.
Society. Let's do this from Vegas.
Let's do it.
I love Vegas. Vegas is fantastic.
So we have like people that call us that want to know what's going to happen. Our friend Brandon Lang, who's on the show yesterday, he makes us text him the results of the pups. Now Langer is like one of the biggest, bookmakers out there.
we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars
So,
he's going to
like,
wager.
And then he shares it with his friends. Uh-oh, we got some unnecessary pupness going on. But I'm just telling you that the results of the puppy pick'em are shared globally from gamblers all over the place.
Okay, well, does anyone have $50 for me right now?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to borrow that from you.
Okay.
Wait, do I have to pay you back?
No.
Okay, great. So I'm going
My
to...
dad would want me to give you the $50.
I think your dad would want you to do that too. Sorry, well, I love you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. So Langster, what do I get? What's his
Brandon Lang.
.com? Like I
BrandonLang.com.
gotta go. Okay, fine. Make me
What
some
was
money
the
this
what was the
weekend.
movie he did? Yeah, Two for the Money. It was with Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino,
Well,
and that's about Brandon Lang and how this guy got his start.
if
And
I win big, I'm gonna donate half of whatever I win to the Connecticut Humane Society.
There
awesome.
you go.
We love that.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
There you go. How can people get more involved with the Connecticut Humane Society? We talked about this last time. They can donate things. They can
Yeah.
donate, dog blankets, dog beds, cat stuff, food, whatever.
Yes.
How can they send it to you?
That's all super appreciated. You can go to our website, cthumane.org/wishlist. We have a list of all the things that we could use for the pups and cats and all the other small animals too, right there.
Right, cthumane.org. They've got 3 locations in Connecticut. They work so well with even our legislators and people in towns. And, of course, there's the Fox Memorial Clinic. My mother-in-law goes there. I'm sorry, you guys. I do. She's wonderful, but she loves her dog. She loves Jenny, and let me tell you, she does not give those doctors a break at Fox Mo. She is on top. She's like, what's the matter? What you no fix this dog? What are you gonna do over here? Like she is on them, but she adopted her dog from here. But so we do the Fox Memorial Clinic. There's birds here. There's ferrets. There's bunnies. There's rabbits. There's parrots. Sometimes. Do you have any birds right now? No birds yet, but there's all kinds of animals that the Connecticut Humane Society helps and rescues. So to Kathryn's point about looking at the wish list, it's not just dog and cat food, it's everything. And they service pretty much the entire state. So just keep that in mind when you're looking online. Some has the Waterford location and the Westport location. So yeah, I just want to bring that up.
All right, a lot more from the Connecticut Humane Society. The puppy pick'em starts at 4 o'clock, and we'll have the Beefs versus the Beagles. More with Kathryn and Renee. We'll be right back on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell in your afternoon drive after this.